How can I say goodbye? Now I would rather die. How can I say goodbye? Now I would rather die. How can I say goodbye?
Salam, my name is Ali. I was born in the city of Isfahan, Iran. I currently live in Toronto, Canada, in the province of Ontario. I am 35 years old and I work as an art director in the field of advertising. I just got back from Arba'in, Karbala. It was the most amazing experience ever. You truly, if you've never been, you have to go. There's nothing like it. Really hard to describe the feeling. But one word that comes to mind is love. Love for Imam Hussein, عليه السلام. Especially when you're walking from Najaf to Karbala and you see so many people walk on that highway for 3 days straight. You sleep, you get up, you get on the highway again. And that's when I realized, wow, this is love. It just, it moves you. There's no other experience in the world like it. You know, you sleep in a mokep, either a tent or a building by the side of the road, and then you wake up, and when you wake up, there's already people on the highway walking. And you reflect. You kind of take a moment and think, wow, this is love, you know. We haven't even seen this man, Imam Hussein alayhi salam. What is it? What is it about this man? Why is it that so many people walk from Najaf to Karbala? I mean, but you have people from Basra, all these places, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they walk on foot to get to Karbala to give their salams. We have not seen this man, but the love is there. It's such a miracle, and it's as a Shia, we are so lucky to have that love for the Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. So when I came back to Toronto, when I came back home, the first thing I told my mother was, I want to go back again. I want to go back again. That was the first thing. And I remember calling her because they always say, you know, if you need something, make dua, but then tell your parents to pray for you. So I called my mother. I said, you know, please pray for me. I want to go back. I know it's very stressful for you. You worry, all that stuff. But please, I want to go back one more time. That's all I wanted. I wanted to go back one more time. And inshallah, I've made the intention to go back this coming April. And I'm so looking forward to it. I can't wait to go back again. It's really hard to explain the meaning. The people watching, the people that have gone to Ziyarah will know what I'm talking about. And you have to go and experience it for yourself. So we're at the subway right now. We're going westbound. We're going to this Iranian brunch place called Takhtatabus. We'll have kalabajia. I'm here with one of my friends. So it's Jan 2nd. The city's waking up early. And then this is usually my routine. Monday to Friday, when I'm going to work. I get on the subway, and as a freelance art director, I work at various agencies in town. So I get off at different subway stations. So as a freelance art director, my schedule is very flexible. It's up to me. So when I went to Ziyara the first time, last Arbaeen, I took some time off from work right before Christmas. And that was great. I went for 3 weeks. And then the second time I went on Ziyara back to Karbala, it was in April of 2016, of 2015. The first time I went in 2014 for Arbaeen. And again, alhamdulillah, because of my work, it's very flexible, so I can pretty much take the time off if I'm not busy and go to Ziyara and then come back. So I'm very fortunate like that. If I were full-time, it'd be a bit harder because the max you get is like 3-4 weeks. So I'm very fortunate like that.
My name is Sάμر. I'm 26 years old. I've lived and born and raised in Toronto, Canada. I work in an orthodontic office for braces. Alhamdulillah, we were brought up into the religion of Islam, and I don't feel like I have that strong spiritual connection with Ahlul Bayt. Praying, fasting, all the main things that Islam do. I feel more as if it's kind of rituals to me and not really something that I feel from within. I don't feel like all the actions that I'm doing, I feel with my heart, and I need that spiritual kick, that one little thing to give me a whole different perspective on life and Islam, especially living out here in the West. And I've always learned about them, heard about them in majalis that we have with our families, just read about them, seen pictures. I've always wanted to really just go there and experience it for myself, because you hear it from people that go and come back and you see the changes. And I mean, inshallah, I hope when I do go, inshallah, and I come back, I have that spiritual attachment that I feel that I need in this time of my life right now.
It does look like it's becoming a lot healthier. Looks like you have been practicing what we went over. That's good. Looks nice.
Well, what I've learned from Arbaeen itself is that to be more patient, to understand and appreciate everything that I have in my life. I mean, it's really hard to believe, even myself, that someone with all the sins that I have, I was granted to go to Karbala, you know, the land of paradise on earth. I still can't believe that I've already gone once, because I know myself better than anybody else. It's moving. So I've learned to be, you know, have more patience with everything, and especially during Arbaeen, because there's so many people, especially in Karbala, between being al-Haramain and the streets. So you have to really take your time to walk slowly, to deal with a whole bunch of people. And one thing, mashallah, I've met so many new friends. I've made so many new friends, actually. I went by myself, and I didn't know anyone there. And, you know, traveling, it was my first time traveling so far on my own. You get nervous, you don't know what to do. Obviously, you prepare for it, you talk to different people, you watch lectures. But so fortunate to meet new people, wonderful people. Some friends from Toronto, some friends from Australia, some friends from Dubai, France, all around the world. But I'm sure I will learn more once I go again, because the first time I went, it was so busy. It was so busy, and everything was so new to me. So I'm looking forward to going again and experience more, and really take my time and really use the time that I have to visit the shrine more, to reflect more. Why am I in Karbala? Okay, so we're in Tafta Taus, downtown Toronto. It's at Dufferin and College. It's Iranian brunch, and this is the menu. And we're gonna order kella pacha. It's a classic Iranian dish, kella pacha. So we're gonna order it, and then order some tea, chai, and then we'll go from there, inshallah. So I like places like this because as an Iranian, I mean, I grew up in Iran since the age of like 11, 12. This is my culture. I feel very comfortable being at places like this. And it's really important to me to still have my roots. So I usually go hiking every Saturday morning to Hyde Park, and then on the way by I come here, grab kella pacha or DZ, and then go to my local cafe, get an Americano, and then just go home. So places like this are really important to me. I feel comfortable. When I was younger, it was more of a cultural thing, my faith, because you're born into the religion. So it was more of cultural, just following what my parents did. But as I grew older, I wanted to explore. Some events happened in my life, and it was like a spark in my mind. I reached out to my mother and my family, and I started reading books, and then that really changed my life. So when I was younger, I was less practicing, and some events happened in my life, and alhamdulillah, that really shifted my lifestyle and the path to my future. So I became more religious. I took some classes in Toronto, and I attended more events, more religious events, and I started reading more. And the classes really helped me to understand the faith, the religion much better. So I'm not just following my parents, I'm actually reading and understanding it. I think I could be completely wrong, but I think there's a hadith by Amir al-Mu'mineen where he says religion has to make sense to you, like mentally with your brain. So it's really important that we're not just followers because of our parents or culture or whatever, that we actually understand the religion, Islam, like all the aspects of it, why we follow it, because it's a lifestyle. It's a complete lifestyle, from the food we eat, kella pacha, to whatever. Everything has to be halal according to Islam.
Right now, to me, Imam Hussein, عليه السلام, is he is in some sense, to a certain limit, a role model to me. I do have the love for him, but I don't feel like it's the love that I should have for him, or the love that he deserves from me, from one of his servants. And I feel even though I have all that love for Imam Hussein, عليه السلام, I still feel like he's a stranger to me. I don't have the level of love that I should have for him, or the level of love that he deserves from me. And I feel like visiting Imam Hussein alayhi salam at this point in my life will clear my mind and give me a clear vision and a clear perspective of my love to him. And I feel personally that I owe it to him and to all of the Ahl al-Bayt.
حمودي وين حمودي؟ بلدي بابا حمودة حدا شافه لحمودي؟
I'm very much looking forward to being in Najaf again, being in the haram of Amir al-Mu'mineen, because oh my God, when I'm in Toronto and I'm reflecting on the fact that I was in the shrine of Amir al-Mu'mineen. It's such a big deal. So it's really hard to believe that I was already there once and to go back there. I'll definitely I'm going to be very emotional for sure. And to go back in such a short time, it's going to be very emotional, very touching. I want to reflect more. I want to tell my friends that we're in the shrine of Amir al-Mu'mineen. As a kid, you know, you say, your mother teaches you to say Ya Ali, and to go back again is just, I can't wait to go back. So the first time that I went to Arbaeen in 2014, I met a good friend. His name is Mukhtar Shah. He lives in Dubai, and he was my roommate. And mashallah, he's been to Karbala a few times, so he was kind of my personal guide, and we've been in touch since ever. I don't read a whole lot of books, but when I do, I usually read them on my iPhone. So a few months ago, he had told me how he started reading the Quran, the translation of it, and he really inspired me to read the Quran, the translation of it. As a Muslim, I think it's really important that we understand what it says, the meaning of it. So a couple months back, I downloaded the app, and I started reading it chapter by chapter. So every time I'm on the subway going to work or going to see my mother or a family member or friends, I pull out my iPhone and I read the Quran, the translation of it. And it's really helped me. And him and I have promised not to read any other book until we finish the Quran, the translation of it. And I highly encourage anyone to, if you have the time on the tube, just pull out your iPhone and read a couple of verses. It's helped me a lot. I haven't been to Iran in a while, and the last time I went to Mashhad to visit the shrine of Imam Reza, that was a long time ago, 7-8 years ago. And I've prayed a lot to Imam Reza to invite us to ask Imam Hussein to grant us the permission of going to Karbala. So I've asked Imam Reza a lot. So I'm looking forward to going to Mashhad, to Qom, visit both shrines, and just experience life, and to travel more, and just learn more about myself, about the Imams, what they went through. I've been listening to a lot of biographies. I'm looking forward to going to Qazamain a lot. Qazamain touched me so much during Arbaeen. Qazamain was, you know, there's something so magical about Qazamain. And I'm so looking forward to going back to Qazamain. The people that have been to Qazamain exactly understand what I'm talking about. There's just, you know, Najaf is very special, Karbala is very special, but Qazamain, the two Imams, you know, when you go to Qazamain, you're walking through the streets and you ask the tour guides, you know, the Imams are buried here. How sad, because they're in the middle of nowhere. And there's just so much destruction around the city, around the shrines, and you just, it touches you so much more, because Karbala, you know, mashallah, it's so much, the two shrines, bigger space, it's built more. Same thing with Najaf, the shrine of Amir al-Mu'mineen. And then when you go to Qazamain, it just hits you. You just feel so sad for the Imams. But then when you go in, it's so magical. When the first time I went to Qazamain, the first thing I said to my friends, I was like, oh, this is like Mashhad. Just the outside of the shrine, the courtyard reminded me of Mashhad. So I was like, oh, this is very much like Mashhad. which was really exciting because I was like, oh, okay. After Karbala, Najaf, and Qazimain, we'll be heading to Mashhad. But Qazimain, yeah, I look forward to going back to Qazimain, inshallah. Alright, so we had delicious kalab pacha. We had to eat it really quickly because the lineup just got mad. Now we're on the streetcar, so we've already experienced subway, bus, and now we're on the streetcar, going to one of my favorite cafes. We'll get some tea, and then we'll talk some more.
And alhamdulillah, I mean, the past 11 years, I feel like I've been becoming more religious. I've been doing more reading about the Ahlul Bayt, understanding them better and the stories of their life. And I feel like I've reached a level of my life where I need to progress into the next level, kind of, you would say, just to get that the strength in the spirituality that I have inside me, for asking for repentance, for using them as a wasila to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and just to meet the Ahlul Bayt, to see their shrines. I mean, these are the people, the Masumeen, the perfect people that sacrificed their lives for us. They're one of the main reasons why we're still here today. And I feel like visiting them is an answer to their call, as well as a huge benefit to ourselves as well.
It's really hard to explain these things. It's the love that you have from when you're little, you know, when you beat your chest, when the name of Imam Hussein, when you hear it as a kid, it's you know, it's a God-given love to you. And in the recent years, I don't know what's happened to me, but the love has grown. And before going to Arba'in, before going to Karbala the first time, I was like, you know what, like, I gotta go, I call myself a Shia Muslim, this and that, but I haven't visited Karbala yet. I want to experience it. I want to know what it is. We're at Region Meals, sponsored by Muslim Welfare, at 40 Oak Street, downtown Toronto. Region Meals is a program to feed the needy every Sunday, which sometimes I come in the morning and volunteer. They open up at 9 and till 1 in the afternoon, and they serve lunch twice, starting 11 o'clock. This is done by the Muslims, Muslim Welfare. They have many programs, mashallah, and this is one of the programs that they do. It's called Region Meals, and they feed the needy that live in this neighborhood of Regent Park. And they started this a year, so this is a year and approximately 2 months now. So volunteers coming in the morning, they go in the kitchen and they prepare the food, from cutting the food, from washing it, making salad, stuff like that. And then we have volunteers in the background that serve the food to the guests. So it's very much like a restaurant where there's a hall, guests come in, they sit down, we have servers. Servers go to the kitchen, grab the food, the plate, come down and then serve it to the needy. And then at the very end, they can also have takeouts, because some of them have bigger families. And what's great about this program, it's Muslims helping out everyone from every nationality, race, religion. And this is based, the building we're at is a Christian community center, and they've been wonderful to us because they're giving us the space every Sunday to do this for the community. And inshallah, Muslim Welfare will have its own community center in Regent Park, inshallah, in the coming year or two. It's a wonderful program. If anyone is interested, visit Muslim Welfare, and then there's a tab for Region Meals where you can find out more information.
multicultural. As a Canadian, as a Toronto is multicultural, but specifically this community, they are very different background, Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, everywhere, but they don't look how we look like or what we believe. We stand only what we want to do together, what we want to improve, what we can do together. Like whatever it is, we have to fight to be one.
Obviously, I feel very excited to go back. Very nervous, very humbling, because what bothers me the most is from the time that I've come back. When you go to Karbala, you promise yourself that you're gonna watch your actions, you're gonna watch your mouth. But it's sad that I've already committed some sins that I had promised to quit. But I want to go back again and try again. Apologize and try again. I keep saying the word fortunate because and I won't believe it till I go back again. And this time around, I'm going with some friends from Toronto, so I won't be alone there. And it's really interesting. When I went to Arbaeen the first time, my friends here were so jealous. So when I came back, and the first thing they asked me, they're like, "Ali, are you going back? We know the tour is going in April. Are you going back?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You better take us. We want to go. We want to sign up." So I have so many emotions. For some reason, I'm more nervous now than before, but mainly because of the promises that I gave to the Imam. But sadly, I've gone back to committing those sins. No one is perfect, so I'm trying. Inshallah, I'll have the permission, because you have to be invited. So no matter if you buy your ticket, this and that, you have to be given the invitation. So I'm just looking forward to it. Inshallah, I'll be invited.
One of my fears of going, now that I'm going to Ziyarah, inshallah, is that, number one, I'm going alone. I mean, some of my families tell me, no, don't go alone, you don't know anybody there. What if something happens, God forbid? And then you hear all these stories that are going on in Karbala and in Iraq. Everyone telling you, it's not safe, don't go, don't go. But regardless of all that, I mean, I feel like whatever happens to me, whatever may happen, God forbid, I feel like this is something, especially in this time of my life, something that I need to do. And I feel like I actually need to do this alone. I need to go alone just to find myself, to find my real meaning of why I'm here, what am I doing here. I need to find what is my purpose in this world, just to understand the reason why we're here. It's not just a matter of, okay, come here, live your life day to day, go to work, come back. It's more to it than that. It's a lot more to it than that. And there's a reason why we're here.
Family's good? Alhamdulillah. Yeah, nice to see you. Yeah, you too. Alhamdulillah, we are so blessed living in the West here, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given so many bounties to us that we frankly can't enumerate those bounties, nor can we be thankful enough. So certainly one of the things that is incumbent upon us here in the West as Muslims and as people who have been giving wealth is to be able to give back. And of course this is from the traditions of the beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So many ahadith about giving charity, about getting involved, about being a very positive part of the community. That's what we've been doing. We've been supporting the needs of those who are disenfranchised, those who are, for lack of a better term, not part of the mainstream society. And at the same time be able to demonstrate the essence of our faith, which is about being able to do good unto others as we would have done unto us. So thank you so very much for your support. Assalamu alaikum.
I don't know what's waiting for me when I get to Ziyarah. I mean, I am going alone, But you know, I'm going with an open heart, an open mind, and whatever happens, it's Allah's will. And I know that even though I'm going alone, I'm not really alone. I know that Ahlul Bayt will be with me, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always watching over us. And I hope that I come back a better person, not just to myself, but to my family, and to my wife and my son, and to the Ahlul Bayt, alayhi salam.
Before going to Arba'in, I wrote my will, and I recommend it to everyone to write your will, because that was really moving for me to think about the fact that I may not come back with the whole situation and with Iraq and just traveling. So it took me a week to write my will, just to research, figure out, because I started from scratch. I got the form, and you don't necessarily need a lawyer if you want to save money. All you have to do is watch a couple of lectures, email your marja. You can do it on your own, especially if you don't have a lot of property kits, stuff like that. But it was really moving. I went to different cafes after work to just write down my thoughts. And I swear to you, it made me cry a few times. I had to, catch myself like, oh wow, there's people around me. Because you reflect, you're like, when you start writing, when you put the pen down to write whatever you owe to this person, to your family, it was really moving, because you realize, wow, you may not come back. This could be the end of it. And you realize how short life is, and it moves you. It made me cry a few times. So I highly recommend you writing your will. I have one now. I had to adjust it for this next trip. So that's really the last message that I have. I'm so grateful. I can never, even if I don't go to this next visitation, one time visiting the shrine of Abu Abdullah, it's enough. Wallah, it's enough. And so if you haven't gone yet, you have to go, no matter what age. And we all have problems, be it financial problems, be it timing, be it schooling, be it this and that. Make the intention, and if it's meant for you to go, everything will be taken care of.
Always be my light. Tonight is the final night. Tonight is the final night. Tonight is the final night.